Now, at this point we need to talk about Aaron Burr and Alexander Hamilton. The Federalists oppose expansion. They're very angry about the Louisiana Purchase because they know that Westerners tend to vote for the Democratic Republicans, and this means a decline in Federalist power. So a group of them will meet in a meeting that today we call the Essex Junto, and declare that New England is going to secede from the Union. You may have thought the South invented secession, but it's actually New England who first attempts to secede. They want Alexander Hamilton to support them and bring New York into this group of states, but Hamilton refuses, and the scheme collapses. The Federalists in New York are disappointed that Hamilton didn't support this, and so they ask Aaron Burr to run for governor as a Federalist. Now, you may remember Aaron Burr was Jefferson's vice president. He's a Democratic Republican. Hamilton wanted to run for governor, but as punishment for not supporting the Essex Junto, the Federalists choose Burr instead. Hamilton will then go all over New York City, bad-mouthing Burr, accusing him of treason, saying terrible things about him. And when Burr loses the election, he blames Hamilton for the loss, and he begins talking bad about Hamilton. Now, Hamilton had a problem because Hamilton had an affair on his wife with a much younger woman, and when the husband found out, he offered to let Hamilton keep sleeping with her if Hamilton paid the husband. So Hamilton was basically engaging in this kind of weird prostitution operation there. So the two say mean things about each other, and Hamilton had this trick. Whenever he got into a fight with someone, he would challenge them to a duel. Dueling existed, but hardly anybody ever did it, and it was kind of considered crazy. And so when Hamilton challenges Burr to a duel, and this is, I believe, the 14th duel Hamilton has challenged someone to, but in every other case, the person he challenged to said, you know what, I don't want anybody to die, and apologized, and that's how it ended. But Burr is actually loves pistols, which is what you use in dueling, and hates Hamilton, and refuses to apologize and refuses to back out of the duel. Hamilton tries to send people over to talk Burr out of it, but Burr insists that Hamilton live up on his honor. And what happens in 1804 is the two cross the river from New York into New Jersey, and Burr kills Hamilton. It's disputed what happened there. Some people say that Hamilton fired a shot into the air. Other people say Hamilton tried to shoot Burr and missed because Hamilton apparently wasn't good with pistols. And then Burr stood. In a duel, if you fire and you miss, the other person gets to aim and shoot at you. And so some people say that Burr should have shot Hamilton in the leg, but shot to kill him. Either way, Burr will run away to New Orleans, where he will engage in a plot there with the American commander in New Orleans to either attack and conquer Mexico, or to raise an army and try to take the southwestern United States and create his own country there. Wilkinson gets cold feet, backs out, and then Burr tries to raise an army to seize New Orleans for himself. Jefferson, by then, has sent the army down there and has Burr arrested and brought back to the United States. If you thought that somebody else was the worst vice president in American history, it's clearly Aaron Burr, regardless of what you think. When Burr gets put on trial for treason, the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court serves as the judge. Now, this is John Marshall, who hates Jefferson. And so Marshall refuses to let any evidence into the trial, specifically to make sure that Burr doesn't get punished, just to make Jefferson mad. And so Burr gets off after trying to raise an army and conquer the United States, and lives happily ever after, thanks to John Marshall.